Welcome to the American News Show. I am Mr. Casper, and got a lot to get into here. We're going to talk about the Sonya Massey police interaction, the body cam footage, because I'm able to see more in that actual footage than most people are. They're not paying attention to what actually goes on and what's going on in the cops' mind. So, before we go any farther, I want to introduce you to my co-host. He's going to be my co-host from now on here on the American News Show. We actually did time together. He was my cellie, and then we were also in business together when we got on the streets, and we made a lot of money, and we're both reformed ex-convicts. So everybody, I'm going to introduce you to Bandit. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
So tell everybody a little bit about yourself. A lot of people watching, they probably don't know who you are, but you are an author. You've wrote a couple books, and you robbed a bunch of banks, right?
Yeah. When I was 18, I thought it'd be a brilliant idea to fucking rob a bank. And then as soon as I was leaving the parking lot from that first bank robbery, I was already hooked. So I turned to my friend that was a getaway driver, and I was like, man, when the fuck are we doing this again? And we ended up going on a spree.
Yeah, 100%. And then you wrote a couple books about it when you got out, and you also you were on a Vice episode, right? How to Rob a Bank. People can find you there.
Yeah. It was a Viceland series, 8-part documentary series. My episode's titled The Skinny Bandit, which is what they called me. I think they're still showing reruns, so you can check it out.
Yeah, right on. Google that and check that out. So basically, what do you think about this Sonya Massey thing? Like me and you and a lot of other ex-convicts out there have a lot of experience with cops, both good cops and bad cops. What did you think when you saw this Sonya Massey video? Do you think that it could have been handled differently by the officer? Do you think the officer was acting out of line? We're going to show the video. We're going to actually go through it, and we're going to talk about it as we watch the body cam footage. But what do you think, brother? Do you think that the officer was completely out of line here?
I think he was an asshole. I was seeing some of the body cam footage, and just the way when they first approached the house, the way they were acting. Not knowing if she's the owner, and then it's funny because I saw the body cam footage that was initially released when they announced charges against him, and it looks like he just did her completely dirty. And now they have other more slowed down footage where it kind of has you questioning, like, oh wow, was she trying to splash that boiling water on him? And
so there's different people. So what people do is they take certain parts of the video that they want the country to see in order to get clout, and they post that one over and over. But most people are just seeing that, and they're not actually seeing what went on in the video and how took every little thing into account on how she acted, how he acted. But I'm going to tell you right now, straight up, he's a fucking asshole. That dude was an asshole. Yeah. And we'll also discuss why he was charged with first-degree murder instead of second-degree murder, which is what they charge most cops with that do shit like that, right? So let's go ahead and get into the video. Yeah. I'm going to bring it up here, and let's talk about it. Here we go. We're going to jump. We don't need to see them patrolling the house. We want to come to about right here. So he's approaching her door now. Waiting for her to come out. Now this cop, you could tell by the way. Oh, Sheriff's Office. Well, I'll get to that here in a minute.
Oh, it hurt you. You called us.
Okay.
So what'd you hear?
Somebody keeps outside my house, y'all.
Is this your car over here?
Please,
Is this your car over here?
Uh-uh.
Oh.
Please, God.
That's not your black car in the driveway?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well, we checked your yard. We walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody. We don't. We checked the whole area. There's nobody out walking around.
I know, y'all. Please, God. Please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. I just, please, God. Please, God. Please. I don't know what to do.
Do with what?
Huh?
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if y'all could help me.
What do you want help with?
Huh?
What do you want help with?
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
All right, right there, he's a fucking dick, dude. So when she's like, you could tell already just by going into it that she's a little bit of a J-Cat. She's got some J-Cat tendencies to it, but not, you could tell, well, we can, because we've been around triple CMS motherfuckers in the pen, you know what I mean? So we know how they act, or in the neighborhood or whatever like that, but you could tell already there's something off with her. But the way that he is talking, he's being an asshole. He's like, what do you need help with? What do you need? Instead of being like, ma'am, are you okay? Are you good? What's going on? He's just like, well, what do you need?
Yeah.
What do you need help with? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely wouldn't have took that approach in a rich neighborhood. I'll tell you that. He'd be
No, not at all. Not at all.
fearful of a complaint, getting fired, but he doesn't care in this situation for one reason or another.
Yeah, let's see.
We didn't see nobody,
Yeah,
so
nobody's out here.
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
nope.
Oh,
Checked the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get
I got you.
dressed.
All right. Is there anything else we can do for you?
Huh?
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure.
My medicine and stuff.
All right.
All right.
Love y'all. Thank y'all.
All right. That's not your black car, though. The SUV?
See, right there, he asked her. She said she had medicine. So right there, you know she's a J-Cat. She's got mental problems. She said it straight up. He should have took that into consideration right there and know that he was walking into. Plus, when she starts saying Jesus and Jesus and Jesus and all that, I mean, that would kind of trip me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Whose is it? You don't know? Someone just parked it in your driveway?
They brought it to my driveway.
And just left it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's run that.
Yeah. 19, I got a 20 clear.
Does anyone else live here with
All right, let's see if we can go. Let's get into the house here. Once they get inside.
I know that y'all are here. Okay. Hello? Yeah, I need, I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all. They're here in my house right now.
So who do you think she's talking to on the phone? Have they released that yet on who she's talking to on the phone right there? Like maybe her like social worker or counselor or something like that?
Or maybe even dispatch.
Oh, police dispatch, yeah.
Like the ones, yeah.
Wait a second, sir.
You can hang up, Codwell. It's good.
For what? You're there with the deputy, correct?
No, hold on, okay?
You can hang
Hold
up.
on for what?
Just 1 second, okay? I got some paperwork to show y'all, okay? Okay?
What's up?
I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah. Hey, I just need your name so we can get out of here. Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah, it
Okay, what was the damage?
a dent, I believe.
What about windows?
Oh, it was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to attach.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
You have an ID? That'd make things so much easier. I just need just a driver's license will do, and then I'll get out of your hair.
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I will
What?
get your paperwork.
What paperwork?
Okay. I got some paperwork.
Well, just
from-
get your ID real
Well, let's
quick.
get your
so I can
ID
attach it.
first, and then
One task at a time here.
Okay, let me
Here,
find
grab
it.
your ID for me.
Hold on. Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You
just in that
have.
stack right there, maybe.
1 second.
Check on her.
Let me get this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Alright. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Okay, did you see that comment she made right there? Like when she went to get the water, she's automatically saying, "Why are you moving back? Where are you going?" Do you notice that?
Yeah,
What do you think that's all about? Like for her to actually perceive the fact that when she went over there that he was moving back, she was able to perceive that. Now us, like we'd be like, it's. I mean, it could. It's not. I'm not trying to justify anything here, but you know, like when we're on the streets or whatever, and we're looking at somebody and we're mad and we're kind of bowing up on them a little bit, we're gonna be like, "Why you moving back, homie? Why?" You know what I mean? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, or even when you're being playful, you know, more playful, like you're basically calling them a bitch, essentially. Like, why are you moving back? You know what I mean? Like just in a different manner. So I don't know. It could be that they kind of chilled out, changed their tone. So maybe she's looking at him more like friendly at that point, and like being a little joking with them, you know. I mean, I don't know. Anytime I have two cops like sweating me, I'm not really being playful with them. I'm always on edge because this
You
is
never
a
know what
perfect
they're gonna
example.
do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because she's like, why are you moving back? So she's already, I don't know. Let's see.
Away from my husband in the water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Okay, so right here, I wanted to point out, you see this cop, this is the partner because he's the only one that has the body cam on, and he's going again to check that back room because a lot of people are saying, hey, what about the partner? Why is the partner being charged? Did the partner do anything wrong? And now, right now, you can see he's going back to check the back room.
I'll rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, dude. So, before we even get here, this is why he's being charged with first-degree murder. So if people don't understand how the murder charges work, or at least in the state of California, they work, first-degree murder is premeditated. That means that you knew that you were going to kill that person before you did it. It's premeditated. It's first degree. Second-degree murder, they can't prove in a court of law that you meant to kill that person. So it's a second-degree murder. Like basically it could have happened like a crime of passion, or you could have been in a gangbanging situation. People are shooting back. You're shooting at them. That's where you get the second-degree murder charge. First-degree murder, we know that is when it's premeditated. Basically, you already had the idea in your head that you were going to kill this person before you did it. And right here, he says, I'm going to shoot you in your fucking face. Now, in this situation, it's hot water, bro. Okay. Now, it could be hot oil. Yeah. Nobody knows. She's just saying it's hot water. It's not deadly. We know that. So was deadly force necessary? What do you?
I don't get that vibe. I mean, honestly, if it I know this is outside looking in and all that, but it's like I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. And for one, I wouldn't have been a complete fucking dick like him being in somebody else's house. Two, I would have stepped back, but he seems to be taking a more, I'm standing my ground and I don't have to move, and it's just like whether he feels threatened or not. But me personally, I would have stepped back, kind of got a better feel for the situation. Maybe I'm tripping, but he just escalating. Like
maybe he could have reached for his taser instead of his weapon, because that weapon should only be drawn if you feel that your life is in danger, and boiling water is not a deadly threat to where you should draw your service weapon. Now, it's also came out, before we go any farther, that this cop has worked at 5 different police agencies. It came out today. And he's also had a couple DUIs, just so you know. Yeah. So now the Justice Department is investigating what's up with this guy. But let's go.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Okay, so the partner, was he right to draw his service weapon? So if you look, the partner, this is why I say the partner did what a partner should do. So I don't think he was behind him. So if you've seen the body cam, the partner's was actually looking at that cop's back. So he didn't see because he was coming out of that room. So he didn't see what the shooter cop seen at the time. So when he started raising his voice and drew his weapon, the partner's job, because he doesn't know what's going on, is to draw his weapon too. So I don't think that the partner at that point did anything wrong.
No, he's you on point. You know, he doesn't know what his partner saw. He doesn't know anything. You know, he just sees his partner draw a weapon, issue a command, drop the pot. So he's probably turned around just real quick, and he's thinking she's fucking running with the pot or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see anything wrong there with the partner.
But again, I have to tell you that hot water is not a deadly weapon. To me personally, I mean, with all the time we did in the system, a knife isn't real. I'm not scared of a knife. I mean, we're used to fighting like that. That's the difference between people in prison and prison on the streets. They got gun. In prison, you got to go head up with a person. It's head up with a knife, whatever they got. You know, you're not 20, 30 feet away fighting a battle. You're going head up with this person. And that's an issue.
He had a lot of options besides shooting her in the face. You know what I mean? He could have backed up, analyzed the situation a little better. If he could have just picked something up that was laying on a table and chucked it at her, and that'll fuck you up. You know, it'll make you flinch, and then there you go. You spilled the damn pot of water. But I don't know, dude. That dude, if he's gonna get convicted on anything, it'll be for being a fucking asshole. You know.
Well, the fact is he said he was gonna shoot her in the face before he shot her in the face.
Yeah.
And then he shot her in the fucking face. You know what I mean? So let's go back to this over here where we were, because now it gets YouTube. We don't want him to take it down.
Drop the fucking pot!
Okay, you see this? The blood right there? You could see her blood right there all over the counter. And he's saying to drop the pot still.
Yeah.
Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to female. 1078. Fuck.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, headshot. Yeah, she's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
He's saying.
He's basically saying, don't worry about it. Let's not try to help her.
But he still has his gun drawn, pointed at him.
Yeah, like she's gonna do something to him.
God damn it.
So
Both of them.
She doesn't need medical treatment, but she still needs a
Yeah,
gun drawn on her.
What's her got? Let her fucking just. There's nothing we can do, man.
Fuck.
There's nothing you could do, even though there's 15 feet behind you that you could have stepped
good?
back towards.
Alright.
100%.
Fuck. Well, I mean, you know, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
Okay,
He's
right
saying
there.
we. What else should we do? He's including this motherfucker. We're in some shit, partner.
Well, then did you hear what he said? He's like, it already reached us. Where the fuck did it reach him at? Where did she throw hot water? Why does he throw no fucking hot water? He's like, oh, it already reached us. Listen to him right here.
They got a 52 en route?
Yeah, 1078. She's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head.
I mean, this is one of those cops just looks like a fucking
go
dick.
hurry, get your med kit.
I mean, there's not much we can do.
We can at least try and stop the blood.
Oh, that wasn't blood. That. Oh, dude, you hear her? You can hear her, right?
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. That's not cool. Yeah, that guy was like completely out of line, RJ, for sure, dude. It was fucking crazy.
She's still gasping a little bit.
All right.
Do we know where she's been hit?
I
think in the eye. What? I think in the eye. I'm not for sure.
I mean, dude, I don't want to sound. I'm trying to sound. I mean, at that point, do you put her out of her misery? I mean, she's suffering, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's sad, dude.
Yeah.
You can hear her gargling. Like, she's literally dying. I mean, is she in pain? I mean, we don't know what's going on with this lady. And these guys are just fucking around.
Don't move that if you can.
Copy.
And over here.
Where's
Okay, we
she
don't-
shot?
I think in the eye.
Okay.
Get out here. This dude. Right here.
How are you, sir? What happened? It's a.
Yeah, that's pretty much the video, dude. So what do you think? I mean, that dude was out of line. That was murder.
Yeah, I think he could have definitely de-escalated that. I mean, I know again there's more video now circulating that shows it slowed down, but again, it's like my initial reaction, I would have just backed up. Like, he seemed like a dick from the beginning. The way he nutted up on her so fast was just, it's like he was set on being an asshole. Like, he was set on escalating things. It's almost like he was upset with her for having disturbed him and had him come out. And they're like, oh, we didn't find anybody, like, being condescending from the gate. And it's like, well, dude, like, not all prowlers stick around till the cops come. You know what I mean? Actually, damn near none of them do.
Yeah,
Especially if they think they've been spotted, you know?
Yeah, and he was also able to see that she had mental issues. There was mental issues going on with her. I mean, that was plain as day. And then this is the problem, is that so with everything that's been going on, and because my thing is like, so are people going to start rising up, hitting the streets and rioting and looting again over the actions of one person, you know? Because that's what they want us to do. That's what they want to happen. Joe Biden, the first person to tweet about this, you know? And which is crazy because they want to incite something. I really feel that they do. And my thing is like, we shouldn't take... I mean, cops, there's good and bad. There's good and bad apples in every bunch. But, dude, like, that was fucking murder. Like, how does this guy go to work at 5 different departments, have a couple DUIs, and be able to walk around and carry a gun and be a cop? Doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, he murdered that lady.
They get used to that qualified immunity. It makes them feel like too powerful, you know, and they feel that they can get away with freaking anything. And it's like, I mean, how do you just treat people like that? You know, like, you have something wrong in your head. Like, to just go into that situation again, aside from he could have de-escalated, could have stepped back, lots of other solutions to what he ended up doing. It's just, there's evil people out there, you know, and some of them are in the police department.
A lot of them. I mean, we know that. I mean, I don't think the cops are backing this guy up, though. I mean, I've seen a lot of officers, a lot of cops come out saying, dude, fuck that. Because, listen, man, like, my personal belief is you shouldn't even be able to be a cop until you're 30 years old. This guy, I think, was like 26, right? You are not responsible. They think that they can train these police officers in an academy and that they're going to be able to handle people on the streets, you know, that have been on the streets their whole life, that grew up on the streets, that are street smart. And an academy can't teach that. An academy can't teach that. You can't have 21, 22-year-old cops out there with a gun on their side because 99% of people are going to power trip. It's a power thing. You give somebody that uniform and that authority and a gun on their side and think they're not going to have a power trip. You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, I remember hearing something about prison, and they were it was some kind of report or some statistic, and they were saying that part of the reason they break youngsters off, like when they're 18, say they do like they in California anyway, at least back when we were doing time, these guys would break you off. And I heard it's because until the age of 26, your frontal lobe's not fully developed. So you're basically more of a hothead and more likely to get into violent stuff, violent type crimes. So it's like, yeah, you're right. With a 21-year-old, 22-year-old with no real street experience except from what they teach them in the academy. And I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of those freaking conferences that they have. I've seen some where it's like they have a dude up on stage and he's saying something like, if you can't kill a kid, then you shouldn't be a cop, you know?
I
And
haven't
it's like they
seen
teach him
that.
to be cold. Yeah, it's floating around out there. It was at in New Jersey, I think, and he was up there. He's like, yeah, if you can't kill a kid, you have no reason being a cop. But he's basically getting at, if a kid were to draw down on you, would you freeze up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's
Well, see,
saying you can't.
I see a lot of these, and I'm going to say it again, which I've been saying, is like a lot of cats that are, say, like me or you, ex-felons that have been there, done that, been to the prison system. I mean, we would make better cops than these most of these motherfuckers. I mean, because we're able to read people as soon as we see them. We're able to, by their body movements, like so many times, like these cops pull out guns and shoot people. Like they're like, put down the knife. The guy's 20, 30 feet away. And they're like, put down the fucking knife or I'm going to kill you. And then he gets about 20 feet away and then they unload 30, 40 bullets on him, right? Instead of maybe flanking him. Like, what would you do? You know what I mean? Like, send a couple cats behind him to flank him and do whatever it takes. But there's too many people being killed by police. And that's a problem. Yeah. And I'm not going to say it's a racial thing because this guy was just a dick. I think he would have done the same fucking thing if it was a white person. I honestly do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I trip out on people who say stuff like that, like who are just real hung up on the race thing. It's like, dude, if you would have been in California prisons from the 90s to mid 2000s, it's like, dude, you would have seen they don't care. They'll take them all. They don't care if you're white, black, Mexican, trans. They'll break you off, give you life, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen cops in there that they do not give a shit what race you are. It's about them versus you, especially if you question their authority. Then that really triggers them, you know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And there's a big saying that goes around, like, I don't know if you ever notice, like when somebody fucks up, it's always like an ex-convict, an ex-convict, an ex-convict, you know? Mm-hmm. That's another podcast, the category that they put us in as being ex-convicts, because not all ex-convicts are the same. Like, you know, I've been out for 15 years. You've been out for what, 13? 13 years?
Since October 2009.
Oh, yeah.
So about going on 15.
Going on 15 years. So, I mean, you know, people change, people make mistakes and shit happens and, you know, nobody knows the circumstances of what's going on. But I think they need to look more into the hiring practices of some of these. And look, I'm not downing police officers. I'm not that guy that's out here saying defund the police. I'm saying probably the police need more funding in order to train their officers better. But I believe that, you know, you shouldn't be able to be a police officer till you're at least 30 years old because you're not mentally capable of handling situations like that. And then if you're just learning how to do that in the academy and you were born and raised in the suburbs, you don't know how to handle people in the hood. You've never been to the hood. You don't know what it's like in the hood. You've never suffered like they do. Or you know, you're on a completely different level than these people that you're policing. You know, you're not on the same level. You're not able to understand what it is going through their mind at the time. And so I say, you know, we do. I mean, I can understand exactly what's going through that person's mind. As soon as I got to that place, I would have been like, fuck, dude, she's a J-Cat. You know what I mean? Like 100%. She's a J-Cat. We're going to have an issue probably. I don't know what the issue is going to be, but you don't fucking shoot somebody over a pot of water. Even if, you know what, dude? Even if she did take that pot of water, like she was going to throw it on him, you still don't fucking kill her. You still don't shoot her in the fucking face. You know what I mean? Like you can't run from a lady with a pot of water. The fuck?
Yeah, she wouldn't have been able to even splash it that far. Like she had it held in front of her. So even if she was to go like this, that water's only going to go so far. In order to get a good splash, she would have had to twist around and really give that thing a swing. So it's like, no, I see that video. I see that guy's attitude, and I just think like he is just naturally a dick, and he definitely does not believe in protecting and serving. He just
Power trip.
he has some evil in him, you know. Yeah, definitely a power trip. But I think you're onto something with having ex-cons, especially ones that have a certain amount of time under their belt, because I'm pretty sure you're the same. You can tell when someone's being sneaky. So if they're trying to come off as friendly, you can tell they're up to something, and you got to watch out for shit like that in the pen, because as they say, it always comes with a smile. You know what I mean? So you kind of pick up on body language, you pick up on people being just basically deceitful. You know what I mean? You can detect that, you know, and but no, this guy, he was a straight up dick. It kind of reminds me of like the reason I think he's gonna get convicted, I think of George Floyd, right?
Yeah.
I saw that video and they show where his knee is, and I'm seeing it, and I'm thinking like, you know, I don't really see how that's gonna kill him. You know, and I know they had autopsy stuff come out with fentanyl and
Yeah,
whatever.
let me ask you a question. How many times have you had a fucking cop with a knee on your face or your neck, you know?
Yeah,
Like all the time.
Yeah, since I was
Like
15.
Yeah, RJ said, could you imagine if this cop was in DC Palestine protests at Union Station today? Because they were going nuts. You know what I mean? And he's right. He's like, when you're in law enforcement, you need to be exceptional service. You need to look at everybody the same. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Do you go ahead and finish? Or did I fucking ruin your train of thought?
Oh, no. I was just going to say with that, I forget the dude's name, because I never try and make it a point to remember like these pieces of shit's names. But that cop that got in trouble and sent to prison for murder of George Floyd, I remember looking at that video and thinking, me personally, I'm looking at where his knee is. I don't think he killed him like that.
No, I don't
But
either.
I will tell you this, he's a fucking asshole, because there was no need to just have to keep your knee on him for that long, other than a power trip. He just wanted, you know, you're beneath me, and I'm going to keep you beneath me. And so for anything else, he got convicted for being a dick.
And people don't see it that way. People think that like that situation, he meant to kill George Floyd. He didn't mean to kill George Floyd at all. He's regretting every single moment of whatever happened there, right? But all these autopsy reports are coming out and everything like that. But you're right. He is just a fucking prick, dude. He was trying to be a dick and was it was a power trip. It was a power trip.
Yeah.
Like, sit the fuck down. I can do this. I can get away with this. And that's the fucking problem. And George Floyd ended up dying, you know? And I've seen so many other ones. Like there's another video that I want to bring up. I want to do it on tomorrow. This cop just killed this 17-year-old kid. Did you see that one yet?
No, I don't think
dude,
so.
It's fucked up.
It happens too much. It's hard to keep up with all these damn videos, you know?
Well, what he did, what the cop did was not only did he shoot him 4 times, after he shot the kid 4 times, the kid was laying there on the ground screaming, "It is a BB gun. I don't have it." And the cop circled his car and shot him 15 more times while he was on the ground.
Oh, shit.
17-year-old kid. And,
yeah.
you know, and that's another thing is, I mean, if you're working, say you're a police officer working in Houston, right? It's fucking treacherous, bro. Like I've seen, they're getting smoked all the time because these cats are coming out with AKs. I mean, because it's Texas, everybody's got guns. So it's not hard to get a good gun, and these guns are going right through their vests and everything. So I know that being a cop is hard, and I know that you have to be on your toes 24/7, and that's why I'm saying is that most of the people that they're hiring aren't mentally stable enough to handle situations like that. You know, they're just not, and they need to look at the way that they're hiring. And being an ex-convict shouldn't stop you from being able to be in law enforcement, because we know the streets more. Man, put me in law enforcement. I'll catch more motherfuckers than any of these dudes, man. I mean, because you could see it. You could just be cruising down the street, and you could look to something that would look normal to most people, and you'd be like, "Oh, dude, this dude's up to some shady shit," because we've been there. Yeah. We lived it. You know what I mean? And
I really think, and I think I've heard you talk about this before, but felons and firearms, I think
Yeah.
they need to do away with that shit because, for one, clear as day, shall not be infringed. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Is the one. But two, and see, I'm not a soft on crime guy, like at all. Like, and I'm sure you noticed while all your time in prison, there's some pretty evil fucking people there.
There's
Who
definitely
clearly
motherfuckers that
belong there.
need to be there.
Or better yet, they need to be dead, right? And I think if more people had guns, I think we should bring back the days of the pine boxes on the street with a dead motherfucker in them and a note around their neck as to why they ended up dead and in said pine box. It's like if you get caught red-handed, I'm not talking about an investigation needs to be, take place.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But red-handed, like say, example, that Parkland shooter.
Vigilante
Florida,
justice, baby.
It's dude, do it, take care of it, because then people see, okay, I'm not gonna get glorified on the cover of Rolling Stone. I'm not gonna get glorified on the news, and you know what I mean? Because chicks freaking propose to them. They write them letters and want to marry him. And it's like, dude, well, you can't marry him if he's dead in that pine box over there. His fingers freaking detaching because he's decaying. That's a message.
Especially with all the states that got rid of the death penalty. So basically, except for Florida, of course, child molesters get the death penalty, right? But I was talking to somebody else, and I was like, well, how long is that going to take? They need to give these criminals back to the people. Put them in the middle of the street, put them out, stone these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? In public, so they know, people know, hey, man, if I get caught doing some shit like this, this is what's going to happen to me, Because, you said, people deserve to be in prison.
But there should be repercussions if you're wrong, because people will twist that and corrupt it. So as long as there's repercussions and there's accountability, kind of like that you rarely see with district attorneys that withhold evidence and get people convicted, and then it just comes out 20 years later, send an innocent person to prison, whatever, I'm retired fishing, don't bother me. And
well, that's why the thing about the gun law. Go ahead.
Which one?
So the gun law is basically where they're trying to say that, okay, misdemeanors that have domestic violence or have a or have a restraining order against them should not be able to carry firearms. But dude, you can't tell me right now that these women don't make shit up. They're vindictive as fuck.
Oh yeah.
So for you to just go by hearsay and say that this person can't have a firearm because she said that, and there's no proof of any type of domestic violence or anything. She just went to the courts and said, hey, because they do it with kids all the time, women, and I'm not saying all women do this, but this is a fact that they use kids as to get back at the husband. They file these restraining orders to try to get this and try to get that. And a lot of good dads get punished for that. You know what I mean? So I don't think anything hearsay should stop somebody from, carrying a firearm. I mean, me personally, I don't play that game because I already know that I'm an ex-felon and an ex-convict. I'm guilty. We're always going to be guilty before anyone else. And that's another problem, is people due to the fact that we're ex-convicts and ex-felons, people judge us instantly. And when the cops come and you're like, dude, I didn't fucking do that, first thing they're going to be like is, yeah, you did. This person said you did, and you're an ex-felon. You're an ex-convict, so you're the one that's getting popped. It happens every fucking day. And I want to do... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I always trip out on that on the news when, like, let's say somebody kills somebody, and they're like, he had a felony conviction from 1993 for possession of methamphetamine, and then people will be like, why was he ever let out?
Yeah,
like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, he got caught with like a dub back in 1993. Yeah. Like, dude, like, what the shit, So it's like, but yeah, people hate ex-cons, and yeah, they always bring it up. But yeah, I think if we start just offing people who need to be offed, like immediately, if they're caught red-handed, no investigation needed. It's like, nope, got you on tape. Yeah, this is you, right? Okay, let's throw this rope over this lamp here, and get it done. Or if you shot somebody's son and it's on tape, it's like, give the family first dibs, be like, hey, here's a gun. You want to handle it? If you don't trip. We got it,
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I think the crime rate would just drop, dude, because there'd be so many pine boxes at first everywhere. Well, at least the messages about why you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, the violent crime rate would drop, and the sexual crime rate would drop like 100%.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because there's
Yep.
certain crimes that, I mean, you know, you've been in. I mean, when I was in, Tehachapi, when I was in that level 4, the 180 yard, dude, there was, I mean, killers, straight fucking killers.
Yeah.
People that
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck. They will kill. They cannot be rehabilitated. They can't. They're just evil fucking people, and they're going to continue to do the same evil things if you let them out. So that's where they belong, you know? Again, I'm not anti-law enforcement. I know we need law enforcement, and there's good and bad apples in every bunch. I just hope that people don't, use this. I didn't see personally, if I saw it was a racial issue, I would say it, but I don't think it was a racial issue. I just think he was a fucking asshole. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And he was an asshole cop. That's it.
Yep. I think
you could tell by just by looking at his mugshot, he looks like a fucking dick. People look with dick face are usually dicks, right? They're fucking usually dicks. I know some good cops. I mean, some really nice, good people that are solid and they do their job and they're out there to help people. And then I ran into fucking straight dickhead cops that fucked me up. I've been fucked up by cops so many times, bro. So many times I've been beat down by the cops, and I just deal with it. Thank God they didn't kill me. But I've been fucked up plenty of times, man. And I've been attacked by the dog. They've sicked the fucking dog on me, all kinds of shit, man. But today, with and then he didn't have his body camera on. That was another problem. So that's
kind of like he didn't want to. He already knew. Like, I might be a little asshole-ish here. Better just leave this off. He's not getting out of this. I think there's so many out. Like, I agree with you. There's definitely good ones out there. I'm even after all the time I've done, I'm no cop hater. I'm a correctional officer hater. I'm open about that.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah, because they're fucking way lower on the totem pole, and they're fucking dicks, dude. On the level 4s, though, they respect you. They give you a little bit of respect on the level 4s, but we should do a podcast. I think tomorrow we should come on here and do a podcast and let everybody know like what it's really like, because there's so many prison creators out here that are just selling wolf tickets and making themselves look like they were the baddest motherfuckers in the prison system. And you could tell by what they say, like everything they say is. I even heard one guy tell a story that I heard one dude telling a story about something that happened that he said he did in Pleasant Valley. And I was there at the same fucking time, and it had nothing to do with this guy. I don't even know who this fucking guy is, taking other people's stories. Yeah. Because they do that. They'll steal war stories and tell them as their own in order to get clout. And I think we should do a podcast and actually be real with everybody on what it's actually like inside the prison system and what they need to do to get out, and, ways for them to be able to, because a lot of people go into the prison system and they feel that when they get out, everything's hopeless and they can't make it. But like me, my life didn't start till I was fucking 35 and I'm successful now, So I think that needs to be addressed big time in order to help people out so they don't travel down that, think that it's hopeless, because it's never hopeless, No,
hopefully talk some people out of going in the first place, because like, dude, life can be freaking spectacular, so it's like, why would you want to spend it with correctional officers? And part of the reason I'm a correctional officer hater is because they know there's innocent people in there too. Yeah, but they're just dicks to everybody alike. But not just that, like, because again, you were there at the same time I was, and even longer. You were doing time way before me. But with the 3 strikes law and them giving people life in prison for like petty theft, stealing formula, diapers, food, they didn't give a shit. They would just hold them there. They didn't care. They wanted their paycheck. They wanted their medical benefits. The more people that they can stack up in prison, the more secure their pensions are. You know what I mean? And it's just like that. That and was their overtime, in my opinion,
because they're making a bunch of fucking money.
Remember that scandal? That scandal they got caught where it was like strategic that one would call off. I think this one came out in like 2005 or 6, but one would call off their shift so their buddy would fill in, And then what they would do is they would fill in for their buddy's shift that he just canceled on. So now they're making time and a half
Yeah.
on working 8 hours anyway. So they were just getting time and a half instead of their 8 hours by calling off their shift with their sick time and then filling in for their buddy shift or for the, overtime on the next one. And they're just killing it. They were like averaging like well over $100,000 when they shouldn't have been, because a third of it was overtime pay. You know what I mean? And they were just working the same amount of hours they were going to anyway, just by planning it out amongst each other. Okay, you call off here, I'm going to fill in for your slot. And then, and they would just keep that going, and they got busted. It was all over the news. But yeah,
and so what,
the fact that.
Yeah, not just that, but, I think a lot of people think they don't understand that. So we'll basically come on here and just let everybody know like what's true and what's not, man, and what it's like, because people they have no idea. Like same with that movie Felon. Remember that movie Felon? Like I was there.
Yeah.
I was in Corcoran when all that shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? So
the gladiator fights.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. Everything gets misconstrued and stuff in prison because like people were like, oh yeah, because I seen some creators come out and say, oh yeah, fucking Felon, that's how it really was in The Hole. It wasn't like that. They show, like in The Hole, they show a homie going one-on-one with another race, and that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like other homies just sitting there watching it. You can't even put homies and blacks or northerners on the same yard like that, dude. It's on from the gate.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all just a bunch of Hollywood bullshit and stuff. So I think we should get on that as well. But yeah, so I think that fucking cop deserves to, honestly, the death penalty wouldn't be bad for him. You know what I mean?
I see so many examples of that I've really wondered this to myself. I've wondered, do people like that join the department and just already be a dick / bitch, to a certain extent, or is that taught to them? Because again, I agree with you. There are good ones out there, but I think part of the problem is there's so many bad ones too, that's kind of what makes them feel empowered to do shit like this. You know what I mean? I really think that it has something to do with it. And
yeah,
it's
and I also think they're all on fucking gear, and they just think they're like the baddest shit around. Those are the types of motherfuckers that are like, you could tell he's the type of motherfucker that'll get drunk at the bar and try to start shit. You know what I mean? He's one of those type of motherfuckers that bowing up on people and shit. And then
tell on you for swinging on them.
Yeah. Oh, we're fucking. Man, look, I don't give a fuck, man. I look at everybody the exact same way unless you give me a reason, not to like you. But yeah, man. So that's it. That's what I think. But I don't know. Let's. I think everybody got it. Let's. This was a test episode, just so everybody knows. We're trying to figure out the thing, so we'll be a little more live. We're just testing everything out, but yeah. So that's it. This is the American News Show. What do you think? You good?
I think.
Any last words? You have any final words, bro? Before you get stoned?
I think we should get them some examples. So I guess that's something we'll have to work on for tomorrow if we're going to be talking about prison, because I think I've seen some of the videos you're talking about where they're clearly fucking lying, so maybe we can find some examples and be like, this is straight bullshit, you know?
Wes Watson, bro. There's another guy that's on TikTok all the time, right? And he stands there. He's a white dude. And he stands there, and in the back, his background when he goes live, it's like the building, like Building 5. Where were we in Building 5, right? It's like Building 5 in the background.
Yeah.
And he stands there and he just talks about, prison, what it's like. And he tries to tell, he's a youngster, probably didn't start doing time till whatever. And he's like, oh, well, this is, how the Sureños do it, and this is how the Norteños do it, and this is how and like he knows everybody's politics, and just spits out stupid shit, bro. And people don't know, and I'm not really gonna throw it out there, but you had a little bit of juice inside, so I think you would know. You know what I'm saying? Audio
Yeah,
was
no, I
off.
trip out on that too because it's like I was there for a while, but it's like I only like I can't even say 100% that I fully understand the Woods politics all the way through because I basically concern myself with what the hell we got going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you talk to people, you kind of catch bits here and there, like and for the Woods for the most part, they program with us. Um, but yeah, so it's like I don't know. Yeah, that could be a pretty good show for tomorrow, easily for sure.
Well, I mean, I personally think that that's what we should start doing is kind of giving it back, letting them know like, hey, this, letting people just seeing who we can help out, dude. Because we're in the position and we've been in the position to where we have the ability because we know we've been there, done that. We can help people out that they don't, if they feel like they're hopeless or they feel like they can't go, you know, they need to do this or they need to do that when there's all kinds of different ways that they can keep themselves out of prison. And if they're going, what they can expect and how to survive it, you know?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna be, you too. You know what I mean? Like I only knew you from prison, and you only know what you're used to seeing with people. So it's like I remember when I left because I paroled from the hole. I was one of those cats that was like, "Hey, all right, I'll see you guys later." I wasn't saying bye forever. I was convinced. I was like, "I'll see you guys later." I'll be back for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was a trip. Like I mean, I personally watched you start something big, and you helped me. So it's like it
That's
can
cra-
definitely be done. You just got to
that,
think outside the box.
that's crazy how big it was too. It was like, it just, because dude, you have to. Like you have to, and you know what else baffles me? And before we cut off, you know what else baffles me? How people think, because like when I do my TikToks and all that kind of stuff, how people think, and in their mind they believe that ex-convicts are stupid. They'll leave the comments like, "Oh, uneducated ex-convicts, uneducated fucking, why would I listen to you?" They have no clue how smart ex-convicts actually are. And not only do we read and study in there because these people think book smart is what makes you smart. Book smart is not what makes you smart. Experience is what makes you smart. Street smarts, knowledge in all kinds of different aspects of life. That's what makes you smart. So
having the balls to execute.
100%. So
Yep.
anyway, this is the American News Show. I'm Casper. Bandit.
I'm Bandit.
Bandit. You could find his book Up on Game, and I think you wrote another book, right? You have two?
Yeah, they're both called Up on Game, but one's Up on Game from robbing banks to stacking Bitcoin, and the other's Up on Game when I ruled the world.
Oh, and then you can also see him on the Vice How to Rob a Bank.
Yeah.
You can look that up as well. And until next time, peace.